Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. So let's go back into Nier Automata. There are a number of reasons to do this, and do this now. As for why now, there's the new anime out. I can watch that, and then include impressions during this new series of videos. Also, I just finished Fatal Frame, Maiden of the Black Water. Great game, surprisingly impactful life experience, and it served as a wonderful platform to me to go off with analysis, and I want to do more of that. Nier Automata is a great game for that, but I've only scratched the surface so far. I have another playlist where I did a kind of a blind run of it, and that was kind of more like reactions, but this new series would be more about analysis. My main reason for going back into Automata is to gather material for my future philosophy video, or videos plural, and I want to record certain lines or scenes as evidence for my points. I could certainly do this by myself, but I figured while I was recording anyway, I could make videos that could serve as places for discussion, both for me and the viewers. In my first playthrough, I asked folks to refrain from spoiling stuff. People were very kind and respected my wishes. But here I can give viewers the chance to talk about anything and everything in the game. I've seen all of the endings through E now. So if you have not played the game yet, warning, the second playthrough is going to be full of spoilers, and maybe the first playthrough would be better for you. And to show that I am serious about talking about spoilers, let's jump right away to maybe the biggest revelation of the game, 2B's true designation. The Yorha organization has a dark secret it would like to keep secret, and it anticipates 9S, an intel gathering model, will discover it, so 2B is secretly tasked with killing 9S over and over again, wiping his memory, in order to protect the secret. This revelation was kind of meh to me. I got an insightful comment from a viewer as to why they were also meh on it. It was because the revelation didn't matter very much at that advanced point in the story, which makes sense. For me, it was two things. First, I had heard, just on its reputation, that Nier Automata was the most philosophical game of all time, and I was like, oh really? We'll see about that. And so all through the game, I was in that kind of focused analytical mindset, and that revelation wasn't very relevant to what I was looking for, so it didn't make much of an impact on me. Secondly, I think the people really floored by that revelation were the ones very invested in the romance between 2B and 9S. Which I want to say is the majority of Japanese players. Japanese people are not into philosophy or religion, for that matter. Maybe I'll talk about how the Japanese approach religion and how it mirrors the machine's approach to religion in a future video. But knowing how I see Japanese people approach those things, I can totally see how that philosophy stuff would have fallen flat for them. But with that romance between 9S and 2B, which is only ever teased or hinted at, which is something I talked about also in Fatal Frame, the revelation means more, because now we are aware of the inner struggle of 2B, wanting to complete her mission goals, versus feeling sorry for 9S, and perhaps desiring for their relationship to go further, get more serious, rather than resetting to 0 again and again. And actually, that might be a commentary on Japanese pop culture that never concludes romantic stories. Western romances often end in professing love or getting married, but not Japanese ones. And I wasn't planning on talking about this, but I am personally pretty fed up with the Japanese dating scene. They paradoxically take romance too seriously, and not seriously enough. Like in the States, dating was semi-easy for me. I know it's not for everyone, and I apologize. Hang tough. But just like either side says, hey, you're cool, let's go on a date, and you just go, and if it turns into something, that's awesome. If it doesn't, that's fine too. I've certainly gone on dates where I'm not particularly into the girl, but if they ask, I'll go. You know, they might surprise me. But here in Japan, my god. As I said, they love the flirting and the implication and the innuendo. They love that invisible dance that comes before either one commits and say they like the other. They love the unrequited love, the love from afar. I ain't got time for that shit. And so, because of that, I have been on much fewer dates, had much fewer girlfriends here, because fewer girls will say themselves that they like me, even though it's obvious. And when I say bluntly that I like someone, they will lie and say they have a boyfriend when they don't, and then come back a half year later to start up the flirting phase again. They like me, but they like the dance more, so they keep me at a distance. God damn. Anyway, to sum up, I don't go for the typical Japanese romance structure, so the revelation of 2B's true designation didn't hit me like I suspect it hit a lot of other people. And I see so much Japanese fan art of 2B and 9S in romantic positions, like fingers almost touching or lips almost touching. It makes me roll my eyes. Okay, I think that is actually a video's worth. I didn't even talk about everything I wanted to talk about in just the first installment, so yeah, I think doing videos of a second playthrough is going to be worthwhile. And I'm finding I enjoy this style of like commentary, analysis, criticism in video games, which maybe explains why I enjoyed covering Fatal Frame so much. That's a more contemporary adult game that addresses real-life problems. And then maybe it explains why I didn't enjoy covering a game like Live Alive, which is a highly respected cult hit, but is ultimately still a game for kids and teens, and very much of its time, the mid-90s, when games didn't take themselves as seriously as they do now. It would be a fun game to play, but not as like a forum for me to go off with analysis. Okay. Welcome back to Nier Automata. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again. Take care.